Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Where Did I Put My Glasses? I'm your host, Carmen, and today I'm coming to you a little nervous, but showing up anyway. Before we jump in, I want to be really transparent. I almost didn't record this episode today, at least not on video. I've been feeling a little uncomfortable with how I look lately. I'm on a weight loss and style journey, trying to reconnect with the woman who used to love getting dressed and expressing herself through fashion and, showing up boldly. And right now, I feel like my style doesn't match who I am becoming. And because of that, the video versions of these episodes will be on pause for a little while. Not for you, but for me. I want to, feel excited again, like my outer self reflects my inner self. And right now, that's not what's happening. Hopefully, this is just a temporary feeling, maybe a week or two, but I needed to say it out loud. And I want to thank you for allowing me the grace to be human here. So, audio only for now, but the message is still going to hit. Now that I've gotten that off my chest, let's get into today's episode. Let me tell you a little story. So, when I first moved to the Bay Area, it was in the summer. And that year, I didn't really get to celebrate my birthday. So, the following year, I've established a group of people who I was friendly with. And I decided to throw a birthday party. Well, not really a birthday party, a birthday brunch. So I invited all the girls that I was friendly with, or women, sorry, women that I was friendly with. And one of my, who is a close friend now, like a sister, one of her friends came along. I know her. She's amazing. Well, she's a fun person, but not amazing. I wouldn't say amazing. I think she's doing amazing things with her life, but I didn't like what she did here. Little backstory, before that day, I started dating and I had met a guy. He was not my man. We went on one date. He asked what I was doing for my birthday. I told him I was doing brunch. He asked what was the theme. Could he come just to support? I said, yeah. I knew that, during our date, and we decided that we probably wasn't going to probably move forward, but let's see where it goes. I know he was trying to get his children over and he was, preparing for that. And it's really expensive. He was trying to pay for the residency or citizenship. I don't remember. It's a few years ago, but he's currently in the process of that. And of course, that wasn't a reason why I didn't think we would move forward, but we were still getting to know each other. And that was in the back of my mind. Here or there, he wanted to come. I did a brunch at this beautiful restaurant in the city in SF, and all the girls, all the ladies showed up. Um, he showed up. He had like a little card with money, which he didn't have to do. It was really nice of him because we didn't know. I didn't know him like that. We had brunch. We had a great time, and one of the other friends suggested that we do like a day party. We were having fun. Let's continue. We ate some good food. Let's have a good time. So he suggested a one of his friends was throwing an Afrobeats day party. He said he couldn't come because, of course, finances. He already let me know. But he can connect us with the person at the door, make sure we have a section, and if we want to buy bottles or whatever, he can connect us. So some took Uber, some drove. So he drove me and a few of my friends over. We got there. He introduced us. He was ready to part ways. Um, a few of the women that I was friendly with at the time was like, "Oh, no, stay." And he was like, "Well, it's not in my budget. I'm just not gonna do it." The bottles and so on. They was like, "Don't worry about it. Just come. We're having a good time. We're worrying about the bottles. We're paying for the bottles." And one of the lady who I was telling you about earlier, who is a friend of my friend, was like, "Yeah." She came in afterwards, after the conversation, was like, "Oh, I'm putting it on the bottle as well." So we get our section. We get our bottles. We're having a good time. And then I noticed the energy started shifting a little while. After drinks were flowing, people were whispering, but I'm still trying to have a good time. I'm asking people to take pictures of me. No one's wanting to take pictures. And one of the women who I'm close with now, and we had a long conversation about it, I asked her to take a picture. She looked at me with like the ugliest face. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is everyone so hostile towards me right now? People were starting to leave. No one wanted to take pictures. I have like really no pictures of that day. I have like one picture that a friend took of me while I was sitting down. Like not a friend, but a person that I'm friendly with took a picture of while she was sitting down. It looked horrible. It was just a bad vibe. So one of the girls I was friendly with brought me in the bathroom and explained to me that my friend's friend was going around talking about the guy who was there. I don't remember his name because, of course, it didn't go anywhere. Um, Talking about the guy who was there and making it seem as if I had some guy just mooching off of us and that wasn't right and we shouldn't be going through this and so forth and so on and just creating a problem. So when I realized the night shifted, I said, look, it's my birthday. We're out celebrating. My neighbors have drinks and games for us over in my building. Let's go there, continue celebrating, laughing, doing what we do best. Um, and a lot of people didn't. So a lot of the ladies that were there were like, oh, no, I'm going to sit this one out because I didn't know what was going on, truly. So the ones who I spent the most time with came back, and one of the ones I was really close with, who was with her friend, was like, "Oh, she's not coming." And I'm like, "Why not? It's my birthday. Let's come and celebrate." "Oh, I can't come." Blah blah blah. So this guy, two of my friends, and two of my other friends were on the way. These people ended up still being my friends. We get to the building. We're changing into something comfortable so we can go upstairs and have drinks and play games with my neighbors. And homeboy is like taking a little nap on at my desk because we've been drinking and partying all day. So I call my friend. I'm like, "Hey, you need to come. Why you not coming?" "Oh, because that guy you was with was trying to get with so and so, and he walked up to him was like, 'Girl, I didn't know your body was the bomb like that.'" Like some real corny shit, like really, really corny. And I said, "What? What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, he was trying to get with her and blah blah blah." And then she's telling us, and he didn't have any. I said, yeah, he didn't have anybody. We knew that. We encouraged him to still come. And so we're explaining to her, I was like, well, I don't really, like this is not my dude. And I'm trying to explain to her. She's like, well, she feels disrespected. She feels like, what if he does something to her? She feels like violated, that he might hurt her or harm her. So I'm like, well, if this is the case, why, if you're supposed to be my friend, why did you let me leave with, oh boy, you let me leave with this guy and my friends in a car, and your friend felt unsafe with him. She felt so unsafe for her life that she couldn't even come to the building and have drinks with everyone else. And you let us leave. So I went crazy. The old me, Carmen, pops off like my mouth, my hands. I was oh, I was different. I was real different than I am now. And I just went off and I just sort of like, I can't fuck with you no more. So me and my friends wake him up and like, yo, you was what you do to this girl? Like what did you say? We told him what happened. He was like, what bomb? I would never threaten her. Backstory. He's not American. So he doesn't know a lot of American slang. He doesn't know a lot of things. So he took it as if we said that he was going to bomb her. And he was so offended, like, I'm not a terrorist, I would never hurt anyone. We started laughing. The girl made the whole story up because she's an attention person. She likes attention. But she made the whole story up because she didn't like the amount of attention I was getting. The guy thought he was so confused, so hurt. He ended up leaving and he stepped it off while we went and drank, and then he left and went his way. And it never went anywhere because, of course, he he didn't like what happened and I didn't like what happened, and it was just a crazy situation. But that night, although fun, it made me think about what and who I was surrounded by. And I saw a post. I came across this post recently by Anthony D. Rice that put words to what I felt for years after that day. Because that moment made me reflect. But then after I read this post, it made me reflect back to so many other events and so many other times in my life where things like that happen, where I was surrounded by people. And he said, it's one thing to be surrounded, it's another thing to be supported. Surrounded gives you company, supported gives you clarity. Surrounded keeps you busy, supported helps you build. Not everyone in your space is for growth. Some people are just noise in the background of your calling. I don't need more people, I need more alignment. I need people who aren't just present, but positioned. Positioned to pray, positioned to speak truth, positioned to call me higher. Whew, that hit me deep because when I think about that birthday, and honestly, much of my younger years, I was surrounded but not always supported. And that's a big difference. There's a big difference between the two. So I know that that party sounded messy and it was messy, but I was surrounded by so many people and I thought I was just having a great time. But because I wasn't supported, those people didn't, one, have my back. If he was a danger, they didn't let me know. So if he would have did something to me, something could have happened to me if he was a danger to me. Even though it was a made up story and it's fabricated, if it was real, something could have truly happened to me because they did not support me and they did not let me know. Instead, they treated me poorly on my birthday and made my day about them and not about me. And looking back, um, I realized that for a long time, I didn't know what healthy relationships looked like, whether it was friendships, romantic relationships, even family dynamics. I did not have the blueprint. Um, Nobody taught me what it meant to build mutual, safe, supportive relationships. It took therapy. It took a lot of hard lessons. It took me deciding that just being surrounded wasn't enough anymore. Now, at my big age of 39, hello, I'm grown, right? I'm a grown woman energy. I know better. And when you know better, you do better. I am intentional about only surrounding myself with supportive energy now. If I can't be a support to you or you can't be a support to me, it's no love lost. But we don't need to hold space in each other's lives. We can be friendly from afar, we can still wish each other well, but I'm saving my emotional energy for the people aligned with my purpose, my healing, and my joy. And let me tell you, that shift has changed everything. Um, Despite the body image issues I'm working on, right? I'm not allowing them to consume me a little bit because this is not a video, this is an audio. But I'm working on it. I'm happier. I'm more grounded. I'm able to make decisions without asking for a million outside opinions. I don't feel pressured to fill my time with distractions. When I was just surrounded, I was in the bars, at the clubs, taking trips every chance I could get, weekend trips, 2-week trips here, there, Vegas, traveling the world and going to different countries and getting into wild and crazy situations and buying outfits for events I didn't want to go to, right? I didn't even want I'm a Cancer, I'm a homebody. I didn't even want to go to half these events. Um, Paying more than I should have because guess what? Being surrounded doesn't mean being supported. And when that check comes, I found myself stuck paying bills. Um, paying for checks and people not having their portion, loading money I couldn't get back, and carrying weight that wasn't mine to carry. I was surrounded literally, but empty. And it wasn't just socially. Um, it was happening in my business too. Well, my businesses, right? So many people were quick to tell me how amazing my ideas were. My journals, like my journal, for instance. I had put out a journal a while back, which I'm editing now. And I asked people for their honest feedback. People said they bought it, never gave me any feedback. And I realized they never bought it, right? My jewelry, never bought a product, never shared a post, never showed up for real. I had to get feedback from the outside on how to make my journal better, which I'm doing now, and how to deliver the idea of my jewelry so that people want to purchase. I had to do it a little different because people, again, were quick to say how amazing, but not supportive. The ones who supported me, though, they purchased, they reposted, they cheered in public and private. Um, they taught me ways to improve myself, improve my craft. And that taught me support is active, not passive. Um, a business minded friend of mine once told me, Carmen, your biggest support will not come from the people you know. It'll come from the people who find you when you're already walking in your purpose. And she was right because I feel like right now I'm still growing, but I found the right people. Um, I will say today, the small circle I have around me, they are support in every area. They're supporting my business, my mental health, my spiritual growth, my healing, my physical health, all of it. And it's genuine. No competition, no weird vibes, just love, encouragement, and alignment. Last year, I was really honest with you all about taking a break from my mental health. And when I came back, I wasn't the same. And I wasn't meant to be. Um, I had lost connections along the way. I didn't, I no longer loved what I did for a living, my craft. I started a new position that was not for me. It was just an uncomfortable position from the beginning to the end, from when I was laid off. Um, but what I gained was clarity, peace, real support, real love, right? I'm protective of my peace now. And I know the difference between people who clap for you and people who truly lift you. And it's okay to outgrow old spaces and old versions of yourself. Um, some people are not enemies, they're just background characters now, like NPCs. No hate, no shade, just acceptance. And I'm grateful for that. I think a lot and I write a lot, and I'm always working through my feelings and my thoughts about how many other people who may be going through what I went through may not have had the support they needed from their family in order for them to gain these tools to be decisive and discern when people are not right for you. And it took a very long time for me to do that. I will say, reflecting on all of that, I'm happy it's happened at this age because my emotional emotional intelligence is strong enough to understand that those lessons were necessary in order for me to be who I am now and where I am now. But a part of me also feels like there was so much that I could have avoided if my family provided me with those tools. Yeah, I really wish those tools were taught earlier. I knew how to be loyal. I knew how to be friendly. I knew how to be kind, even when no one is looking. I know how to make sure that everyone around me stays full, stays fed, stays encouraged. Um, I knew how to speak up for myself. Like if I needed to hold myself down, not even just speak up for myself, but like talk shit, fight. I knew how to, just like I don't know. I'm from New York, so it's a little different out there. But that part, those healthy relationships, I never had those. I never had those, and it took a very long time for me to get here. But I'm here now, and I'm happy. So here's what I want to leave you with today. Are you surrounded? Are you supported? Right? I want you to think about that. Do the people around you leave you drained or nourished? Trust me, I used to go to plenty of events and took me the entire weekend to just replenish the energy from me just pouring so much. Or I'm an empath, just feeling all this different energy and all this, um, and not necessarily coming towards me, right? It doesn't mean that the people were necessarily, but just being surrounded by all of these different personalities, energies, feelings, thoughts, groups, and people that can be draining. So, do the people around you leave you drained or nourished? And are you holding onto relationships out of history or out of alignment? Because trust me, I've had plenty of friendships that were from childhood that I had to let go. And I love them, but they do not align with who I am. There's no way that who I am now could allow us to still be friends. Doesn't mean I don't love them, but there's no way that Carmen now can be friends with who you are because your history, our history, has proven something different. So it's okay to outgrow. It's okay to change. It's okay to be more, right? Choose people who choose you back. I really needed to get these thoughts off my chest today. So thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. If today's episode spoke to you, please share Weighted Up with My Glasses with your family, your friends, or anyone who needs a little reminder that they deserve real support. Click follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and go ahead and leave me those 5 stars, y'all. You know you want to. And if you want to interact with me directly, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Weighted Up with My Glasses. You can find me on TikTok at Weighted Up with My Glasses podcast and YouTube Weighted Up with My Glasses pod. Slide in my DMs, comment on a post. I'd love to hear your thoughts or what resonated with you the most today. I'm so grateful you're here. Let's keep finding clarity together.